Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to track back to that about the future of the esports athletes. And but in the meantime, right, there are a couple of perspectives that I'd love to get your point of view in.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is I'm a parent, right? So my son's 11 years old. Some days he tells me, "Hey, I want to be a gamer." I'm like, "Okay, you're already a gamer, right? You're playing games all day and not studying. Well done." The other thing is that if he ever says, "I want to go into esports," then I'm like, man, how do I even? I want to support him. Like what you said, I'm not going to crush his dreams and say you suck or something, right? And he says no.
Yeah,
But
don't do that.
yeah, of course. But if he goes into esports, it's so challenging for me to say that, look, these guys are out to crush you. You got to be so resilient and good to be able to do that back,
Yeah.
right? How does a parent actually, number one, understand that the esports market is possible within the realm of possibility for my child? And I think I have to convince myself first to know that this is a typical Asian, right? I need to make sure that I know this kid has a future.
Yeah.
Playing games all day is not the future in
Right.
our minds back then.
Right. No, I totally get it. And I had a similar upbringing, right? I was playing all the time. My parents were never happy. I would skip school. I would like stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning without their knowledge. And then when they did find out, they were very unhappy. I was getting late to school because I was playing games late. But, at least for me, I could say it turned out all right. Now I'm leading my own team and my own company. But that journey was also not like the best, I would say. And I wouldn't want kids to go through that either,
Yeah.
face that challenge. But I would say, I think that is, I don't know how it would be today, but like that is also part of it, that kind of hitting those roadblocks and having to learn how to convince your parents that you know what you're doing is part of the journey
Yeah.
too.
I mean, that's the weirdest thing, right? Let's
Yeah.
say, for example, if I'm your kid,
Yeah.
all right, okay, strange enough, maybe I'm adopted, okay, never mind. But let's say I'm your kid, and I say, hey, Dad, I wanna be an esports athlete.
Yeah. What would I
Yeah,
say?
what are you gonna tell me?
I think, okay, I mean, I obviously can't speak from experience. I don't have children, but I would imagine I would approach it as, okay, why, and what game? That it starts like, what game is it? And as a parent, maybe the responsibility is to put the effort to find out a little bit about the game. Don't be so quick to just be like, no, there's no future. I mean, we can just like digress a bit and say, let's work backwards, right? What is the future career prospect? Okay, today's top players are earning 6-figure salaries, and that's just their base. On top of that, endorsement deals, prize money that they win. You're talking, some players can earn $1 million, $2 million a year easy, but that's really the top.
Right.
So what are the chances of getting to the top? It's also quite low, right? Let's be real. But there are ways that you can set your child up for success to ensure that they have the best path towards that direction. But again, nothing is guaranteed.
Right.
And it still requires the child to have an insane amount of talent, hard work, and discipline. With anything. You want to be a good lawyer, you want to be a good doctor, and a good engineer, you got to study, you got to have discipline, you got to really enjoy it too. Like, no one's going to be a good doctor if they hate going to med school, right? No one's going to be a good lawyer if they hate going to law school. Like, sure, they may end up as a lawyer and have a good job, but they're not really going to have a fulfilling career.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with gaming. You got to really love it. And I think a lot of children, and this goes for all of us, you say you want to do something, but until you put yourself in the process and go through it and learn the ups and the downs and still come out, you can't really say no or yes. You have to just do it. So I think it really comes down to, don't be so quick to dismiss. Let them have that opportunity. And maybe as a parent, it's our responsibility to understand. Like, if the child is saying, I'm the top 10 in this game, I think some parents would just be like, oh, yeah, cool, good for you. But why not take that time to look and understand the game? How good is your son or your daughter? Are they really 10 as they're saying? Not that you don't trust them, but it's for their protection. Like, are they in the right path? And if you see that they're actually quite talented, but again, that also personal responsibility starts with understanding a little bit about the game, trying to get to know what is the game about. I think a lot of parents are also quick to, some games are violent, right? But I hear this all the time, like, oh, my child is going to get violent. But actually, for me, I
Yeah.
think it's not.
Like we grew up on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
what are you
I
talking
grew up
about?
with
I'm not pulling
Doom,
anybody's heads
with
out.
Doom
oh,
and-
Doom, yeah.
yeah.
Rip and tear. I'm not
Yeah.
doing that stuff. right?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, maybe the chicken, but that's about it. Right?
Yeah.
But that's the strangest thing. Okay, that part don't even get me started. Right? It's a conversation for another day, or you the best off the mic. Whenever we talk about it, I mean, my kid, right? I still wonder about it. Like, what does he really want to do? I really know that he enjoys playing games, right? The fact of the matter is that now he's playing Hollow Knight at the age of 11, which is kind of a Souls-like Metroidvania, whatever, platforming kind of a thing, which is awesome. What I'm seeing is, well, I would think it's typical of an 11-year-old. The stress, the meltdown, a little bit, no rage quitting, thank goodness. I didn't have to buy new controllers or a new TV or anything like that. But I could really see it, So in the sense that he's, that frustration really comes out. And I keep telling him, if you really want to be a pro player, for example, you're going to have to figure out how, or be aware that this affects your teammates as well.
Yeah.
If you're playing in a team game, 4 or 5 of you, and they're hearing you moan
Yeah,
and
there's
whine and complain,
all
all
the
that
time.
stuff,
Yeah.
man. Oh, every day,
No,
day.
for sure. Yeah. I think that's a good observation. I mean, whether it's esports or not, what you can learn from gaming is your own self-awareness as well, right? How you deal with others, how you deal with, like, in that moment for your child, it's a stressful situation.
Yeah.
So really, the focus isn't on, are you good at the game or you're not? It's about helping them cope with that stress to a degree, learning how to control their emotions for the positivity going forward, and that can be applied. I think gaming does get a bad rap amongst parents because it interferes with a lot of other things like their studies or their extracurriculars. But gaming should still be allowed because your child is an individual at the end of the day. They need ways to express themselves as well. And some children choose gaming. Some children will choose art or music, but you can't force things upon them, right?
Agreed.
So I would say let it happen, but at the same time, you have to ask yourself, where do your boundaries lie, right? If you are in a religious household or something, and you have this values that you want to instill, and that kind of goes against it, I think it's just more of a moral question to ask, like, am I willing, or whatever. So, but I wouldn't be so quick to just dismiss gaming. Now, that being said, there's also a danger of allowing it to flourish too much, because you have to draw a line. Like, gaming can also be, I mean, we talk about like the sort of dark side, gaming addiction, gaming as an escape, and purely as an escape. You're right. Like, what are you running from? I think that becomes more worrying because you have to identify, what is your child hiding from, or are they being bullied at school and gaming is their only way to forget about those things? That's a bit more of a serious thing, right? So there's many layers to this.